got some more from Zoe. It's KZ from Cape Town. How you doing? You probably thought I died, but I'm telling you, you can't keep a good man down. What we're looking at today would probably most likely appeal the South Africans because it is a South African product. And obviously some Chinese companies is always out to clone something. But in any case, today we're going to have a look at this little bling bling Jemmy. And this guy's called the IMPI RDA, which I just think is an awesome name because we recently lost a fantastic artist called Johnny Clegg, and he had a hit song called the IMPI. So this also just makes this extra special. Local is lekker, I tell you. What I'm currently on today is still my Dovpo V with my Torin on top of it. And I mean, I just can't stay away. In the meantime, I've probably tried the Asmodeus Dog. I've tried the Profile Mesh RDA, which is still lying here somewhere. There it is. On top of this little guy. But I just always go back to my Torin Beast. I just really like this. Enjoy it a lot. Now the juice which I will be using today, as you can see over here, there's quite a few bottles of TKO lime. Now this is still one of my favorite juices which I really enjoy, and I think this guy Lawrence Stradham is one of the top 5 mixologists in South Africa. I mean, he just also sent me along a new caramel which they have released. If you enjoy your caramel milk, there's a nice 18 carat, a nice little fruity blend over there, which I'm still tester. But Lawrence, thank you very much. I mean, you always know I do appreciate your juices, and they are outstanding, I tell you. Especially this bloke, especially this guy. So, in any case, regarding this 24mm RDA, when it's released, it's only going to be available in this color, as far as I know, which is glossed up stainless steel, very much polished, very num. So if you've got some mods with some nice stainless steel fixtures on it, it's going to look very matchy to it. It does not come with this tip, however, but if we go to the close-up and I show you the packaging, you will actually see, but I do prefer this tip. It's an honor actually testing this little guy. So Hardus Verrief from GIF Mods, thank you very much for sending this guy along to allow me to test it for 3 days. I've been testing it for 3 days. So, and I've put in a couple of builds though, and various heights. And I will tell you what build to me gave me the best flavor at which specific height. But the build which I will be putting in today, currently I have got a multi-core Clapton inside here. I've had 2 type of aliens inside here. And today I'm going to go for some plain and simple, good old Nichrome 80 flat wire from Haywire, which I'm going to put in 3.5mm diameter. So yeah, let's just take a quick vape, go clean this guy out, and go to the close-up. Show you what's going on. Right, so when you receive this item, you're going to get it in a little bubble wrappy baggie like this, which I already tore open. And then you're going to remove this little sweet bag, and you can discard of this little guy. And on this, you will see there's a sticker that personally written, quality control passed, with a date and with a signature. I assume it's Hardus' signature with a date. And yeah, and if you open up the bag, inside you're going to get yet another little bag. You will be getting, there is the squonk pin for you, 510 squonk pin. And I said most people are going to prefer using this guy as a squonker, which it will be great for. And then you've got your 810 to 510 adapter. Just want to get this little grub screw. You do get 2 small little extra post screws, which are also going to be flathead, but there's nothing wrong. The flatheads work great. And then you've got these 3 extra O-rings. And you are going to get this little packaging. And if you look very closely, you will actually see GIF, which has been etched on there. And then when you open this little guy, this is a zinc alloy little casing, very cute. If you can open it up, and there's your bling bling. Just look at the shine on this guy. Very much nice. Right, so you've got this brass tip that's been milled on the side, which has also been cleaned a lot, polished up. And then you've got this beautiful stainless steel. You will not see the name nowhere. There's no emblems, nothing on this, giving this guy a very nice, clean look. And if we remove this guy, now you can see the bottom, you can also use as an atomizer stand. So yeah, this little guy doubles up. Then you've someone got an atti stand there, close by. If we unscrew this, just look at that craftsmanship. GIF mods at the top, serial number, this is number 6, and then IMPI at the bottom, the IMPI RDA. Some nice slit there on the 510, which is going to make it very easy to remove. Threading also no problems, no issues with the threading. But yeah, if you can remove this guy, not a lot of people are going to use this drip tip simply because it is metallic and not a lot of people are a fan of metallic taste on their mouth. So you would replace it with another drip tip. But yeah, you can actually see how clean this guy is. You've got an O-ring on the inside, so it should be able to use a number of drip tips. Bit loose there. Here's a blue one which I bought yesterday, and fits snug as a bug. So there we have it. If I remove this little guy, there is our bull deck, which we're going to put our build on. Now the grub screws are fairly small, but they are very nice grub screws. They're not the soft metal cheap Chinese crap which you get, and they're going to use a flathead, but the metal is very hard and that slit is very nice and deep. Just to give you an idea. Very easy, nice and easy how they catch on. Now you can actually see how nice and deep those slits go into that little grub screw. Dual O-rings at the bottom over there, securing the cap in place, which it actually does. What is also very nice about this is the fact that they've got these little channels which they've created, but the channels actually slope down towards the sides. So when you're going to squonk, or even when you're going to drip, your juice is going to tend to run down the sides, especially the squonking portion, obviously. Nice little Teflon insert right at the bottom over there, and also acting here as an insulation, running that side, making this our positive and that guy our negative on that side. Now these little Olympic ski slopes which you see down here, these guys are it's half of the airflow channel. If you look on the inside of the cap, there you will actually see a Teflon insert. So the top portion of the Teflon insert, those guys are on yonder there, running down there, and that side as well. Those guys are the top portions. So you're going to actually have these airflow channels. Okay, when you put it back on the top cap, just make sure that little airflow hole is going to line up just across those little channels. And then you should have no issues. Just like so. Presses in very nice and easily. Now this little Teflon insert can actually be removed. That guy, you can actually take it out for purposeful cleaning. But you can see that's what it looks like on a close-up. There it is. There's the little air channels, the top portions of the air channels, which you can see on either side, which is going to lock onto these little guys, creating your airflow slits. Now you can put this on top of this and just put this little guy on over it. You can do that as well, no problem. But as I said, I've just find it easier to get that little guy in, just to line up my little airflow slit on there on the correct place, and just putting it over like that. You got some knurling at the top over here. Okay, so if you obviously want to adjust the airflow, you can just catch onto that knurling and just give it a turn. Just give it a turn back. Your Teflon insert is going to lock in place. You can try and turn it, but it's not going to go anywhere. And that's what you are going to have. Okay, as I said, the coil which I'm going to use is this 24 gauge flat wire from Haywire. And I've just spaced it out a bit. 3.5 millimeter diameter. And there you go. That's what it looks like. And that's the height which I'm going to work with, because I definitely want my air which is going to come down my channels to actually go underneath the coil and then come up. So I'm going to work with that height. As you can see, you've got this one post which is a solid post with the rest of the atomizer, and then you've got this portion over here which has actually got a gap underneath through which you can still get juice. That's why I say that if you use this little RDA as a squonker, you can actually get a lot of juice which can collect at the bottom of here. So you've got a very nice little juice well. The only thing that worries me slightly, because of that, you've got this little ramp that's been created there, and it's very thin on that side. So I'm just worried that if you screw down this guy to a hard, or you've got a big build inside here, that you might just bend this little guy, and with time it could weaken. As you can see, it's very thin down on that side. But it still hasn't given me any problems up until this point. I've been using this for 3 days, and I've did a total of 4 different builds in this being the 4th one which I actually did. I also spoke to Hardes and asked him what was his favorite build in this guy, and I think he said tri-core 26s and wrapped with 38 gauge nichromes. I'm funnily enough enjoying this flat plain 24 gauge haywire flat wire build in this the most. 3.5 millimeter diameter, gives you enough cotton which you can actually place inside that nice huge juice chamber on the inside. So what I've actually did is I've written down the cons which I have with this, and I've also written down the pros. So just this being a local product, and I just want to be thorough, I'm actually just going to read off what I actually wrote, because I'm just afraid that I forget something. All right. So the first thing, which is not necessary for me to read though, is the drip tip. Although it's a very nice looking drip tip, I mean it's all blingy blingy, but I would have taken a different drip tip. I mean Delrin drip tip, PC drip tip, acrylic drip tip, because not a lot of people are going to like the feel of the metal on their lips though. The second one is, although the airflow is smooth, I would have preferred a slightly more airflow. And it's also not the most quiet airflow, but the airflow does quiet down if you use coil builds with slightly smaller diameters. But yeah, so the airflow is not the noisiest, but it's definitely not the most quiet, which I've actually had, but it is smooth airflow. But I would have preferred slightly more airflow. The next one is the bull deck. Okay. Okay, now the only issues which I have with the bull deck is that the slits along the sides are very thin, through which you're going to put your coil legs. So you might have a problem if you're going to start going up into larger exotic bulls. I mean, these plain Claptons which you get, if it's wrapped with 38 gauge, if it's wrapped with 40 gauge, you're not going to have an issue. But as soon as you start moving over to frame staples, more larger bulls, thicker legs, you're going to have a problem getting it into these thin slits. That's the only issue I have with this bull deck. If you're looking at the 510 pin, now you saw in the bag there is a squonk pin included, but whether you put in the squonk pin or whether you put in the 510 pin, you have still got, if you watch the close-up, you will see there where I actually talked about the nice channels sloping down. In the middle, you've got that hollowness, and that actually creates a well, and there juice can collect. So yeah, if you're going to drip different juices, just remember they could mix because of that little well that is going to collect juice, which is not going to be saturating from cotton. So I would have just liked my 510 or my 8 or my squonk pin just to go more to the top though, and just have a flattened area instead of that little pool area over there. Funnily enough, even though this guy is this shiny though, it's not going to be a big fingerprint magnet as what I actually thought. I mean, I've been touching it the whole time, and it's still got its very nice shine to it, and it will maintain this luster for quite a long time before you actually need to polish this little guy up. The only thing about the shininess is that it could restrict you if you're very much into your matchiness, actually finding a mod which has also got glossy portions or glossy itself. I mean, even this guy also still looks good with this atomizer on top of it. But yeah, now regarding the Teflon insert on the inside of your cap, as soon as it goes on that, you will actually notice that if you pick this up, you will actually see, look at the shape of the cotton, but there you can see it very, very nicely, how it's actually squeezed down to form that pattern as soon as you put on these Teflon inserts. So to compensate for that, I will just make 2 half moon cutouts on the sides of those Teflons so that it doesn't squeeze down that cotton too much, because I mean compressing the cotton might influence the rate of saturation into that cotton. When you use larger bulls and you actually cut your wire, you can see that the wire slightly sticks out on that side and on that side as well, slightly. As soon as you put on these little inserts, you will actually see that these inserts are going to touch the Teflon, might touch those legs, the cut legs of your coil, and if you frequent vapor, it might start burning or discolor your Teflons. And the only other thing which I can mention is that I actually would have liked a little card on the inside, just an information card, just to give you general information regarding this RDA. I mean, the dimensions of the RDA, the material it's been made out of, the preferred usage of this RDA, squonker pin, what's included inside the package, just a small little business card with information. And the other thing which I've noticed about it, before I actually forget, is I've got quite a few mods, and I think 4 out of 5 of my mods on which I put this guy, the air holes actually face towards me. So if I purge, it's not going to purge sideways, it's going to purge towards me. So yeah, maybe just done half of extra 510 threading at the bottom over there would have allowed you to just turn this atomizer to go and lie in the correct orientation. There are 2 main things which are going to attract you to an RDA or an RTA, any atomizer. The first thing is the appearance, what it looks like. Okay, and if it's very nice, sweet bananas, then you hope that it's going to give you good flavor. If it gives you good flavor, then you start looking at the smaller things, and this guy has got both of those. Now let's go through the pros, I'll tell you. Now I'm going to read this off because I don't want to forget anything. It is local, and local is lekker, so I just want to be thorough. So the first thing which I said is the packaging. I love the packaging. Just look at this guy and this bottom section that can double up as an Atty stand. Prima. It's a great display of craftsmanship. You guys saw this guy on the close-up. You saw the underneath where the IMPI RDA and the serial number is. You saw the threading. Immaculate craftsmanship. Very good. So yeah, even the inserts are nice and clean cut there. I would have changed the design of the insert here and there, but still fantastic. And some people might think because it's a 24mm RDA, it is big for a single coil. But remember, your Teflon insert is going to reduce your chamber a lot. So that helps a lot with great flavor. And I've tried using it without the insert as well. Put the insert back in. Your flavor reduces a lot without that. It just shows you the effectiveness of what that insert actually does. Then I also said that the 810 to 510 adapter is absolutely a bonus. You're going to get quite a few people that's probably going to want to use this as a nice loose MTL or restricted direct lung, and then they're going to want that 510 adapter, and that's included. It is great to use as both a dripper or a squonking RDA as well. You're going to, it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to over squonk with this. So absolutely amazing stuff. It's got a lovely plain look, and it still gives you that element of pure class. And that's what I like. There's no big emblems and stuff standing out on this. Plain, beautiful, plain, straightforward. And then building is a breeze, not an issue. There are going to be people that are probably going to complain that the slits on the inside don't have that little lip which is going to catch onto your legs. But I don't find that a problem with this guy though. Then the heating of the RDA with frequent use. No, nothing. Very nice flavor. You must just find out the perfect build for yourself. As I said, I enjoy putting my coil nice and high so that my airflow can actually come underneath and get the particles, the juice particles, bring them up from the bottom. As where some people are going to want to get the airflow on the sides. It all depends on you, how you want. But I enjoy it with this build and this height, which I actually showed you in this video, the most, above the Aliens and the Claptons which I've used. And then very easy to disassemble for cleaning purposes, which I mentioned. And then also initially I thought the post screws were going to be too small, but they actually work great, as I find the metal to be harder, of a harder type than most other grub screws, and those deep cuts inside, perfect for using with a flathead. No issues over there. And then the sloping channels actually work extremely well. Even if you drip and get juice there, the juice is going to flow down to the sides because of those slopiness. So the pros by far outweigh the cons for this guy. It is the best local product I have seen produced quality wise. And I mean, we have released, I think, a Ubuntu RDA, and there was an RTA with a glassy type of RTA which has been released. There was a few mods released. It's only Zeki's pipes which are beautiful, and then this guy that came out now as well. All I know about this little guy is I can't say too much about it, but I know it will be released within the next 3 weeks. It will retail around 1,400 Rand, and it's going to be distributed by Steam Masters. So that's what I know regarding this. I will include the Facebook page underneath of GIF mods, And you're welcome to go and message GIF mods over there if you've got any other inquiries regarding this RDA. This is probably the atomizer which I've the most extensively tested, though, because it is local, and it's definitely passed the test. Beside those little small nitty-gritties which I had, it looks awesome, craftsmanship's great, builds very easy, flavor's great, and it functions perfect. So a few weeks ago I actually hit 5,000 subscribers. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. I've been quiet, as I said, for a while there, but I mean the money's pressing, because we keeping our kid at university studying medicine. It's 120,000 rand plus out of my pocket and my wife's pocket, and we're busy building a little room just to make it a safer house for us there, and that is also keeping me busy. But for all of you guys that have subscribed, we just stayed subscribed, thank you very much for that. And I mean, I think I'm up to 5,000, almost 5,200 now. Brilliant stuff, brilliant. And then to my patrons, just to say extremely thanks to my patrons. I've actually got, and I mean, it's sad to say, because I actually wanted to keep this guy, but to show the appreciation for the patrons, I've decided to give this to one of my patrons, and it is going to go to David Nadir. So yeah, so David, I will speak to you and I will get this little guy to you, but you are one lucky bugger to be able to have this, and this probably will become collector's items as well, but you will not be disappointed in this guy. So yeah, Hardus GIF mods, looking very much forward to your next releases, and I hope this guy does well. This is a quality product, so you're gonna pay for quality, absolutely, for sure. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks to my subscribers, thanks to my patrons. This is Kaiser signing over and out. Cheers.